Our next story. The Senate panel adds $25 billion to Biden's defense budget. Now, we're talking about this because we've obviously been talking about the budget bills, how we're going to pay for them, infrastructure bill, how we're going to pay for them, and not to include all the other multitude of problems that we have in our country. So we are going to continue with this story. The Senate Armed Forces Committee has approved a $778 billion defense policy bill, adding nearly $25 billion more to the defense budget than the Biden administration requested. The funding boost would go entirely to the Pentagon, giving the department $743 billion compared to the Biden's administration request for $715 billion. The remainder of the budget goes to non-Pentagon defense programs such as Energy Department nuclear weapons programs. The increase was okay. So this all this money that they added to the bill, $25 billion, is going to the Pentagon. Going to the Pentagon? What? What? Like going to the deep state? Going to, in internal affairs? I don't understand. You come back, which Biden gives you $715 billion, and you come back with needing more for the Pentagon. So it was approved as a Republican proposed amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act that received bipartisan support when the committee met behind closed doors to consider the bill Wednesday night. I'm proud the bipartisan Senate Armed Services Committee could come together to put service members first and support my amendment to sufficiently increase defense spending in the National Defense Authorization Act. Okay. While no bill has everything I want, I'm proud to support this bill because it provides the appropriate increase in funding in our needs. So, what put our service members first? How is giving $25 billion to the Pentagon putting service members first? It says here that Republicans have been complaining for months that President Biden's defense budget request was inadequate in the face of threats from China and Russia. Biden's $753 billion defense budget represented a slight bump from the Trump administration's last defense budget of $740 billion. So, Biden continues to be a war hawk and continues to perpetuate the idea of American exceptionalism through military force. And the budget is bigger. It's bigger than Trump's last defense budget, and the Republicans still aren't happy. He is just as much as a war hawk, if not more than Trump, and they're still not happy. Because of inflation. Because $753 billion just isn't enough. $753 billion isn't enough when we have over $1 trillion in student loan debt. We have people living paycheck to paycheck, can't afford the rent. No one can really afford rent because of the low wages. We could be using this money to implement a universal basic income. Be using this money to pay for housing, free college. We could be using this money in a multitude of different ways, but yet we keep adding to this bloated defense budget. $753 billion. I just don't understand why it's so much. Threats from Russia, threats from China, what are you even talking about? What's next? Threats from Cuba? More threats from Afghanistan? Why do we need to keep pushing money? We have the largest defense budget in the modernized world. We have a bigger defense budget than our allies put together. What? I don't get it. I don't get it.